Are we rolling, Martin?
Yeah, speak.
My name is Daniel Dawson-Gordon. I own a company called Norfolk Antique and Reclamation Centre, and last year I discovered a very interesting painting. The painting itself is here with me now. This is actually a digital copy of the painting because the original is locked away in storage. The painting is of a Madonna and Child, a copy of a famous Bernardini Luini, who is very similar to Leonardo da Vinci, and a lot of their paintings have been confused over the years. But there's a huge story that's been discovered and has unfolded, and with the story there's something a lot more going on with this painting. Very interesting. And so I've made a basic documentary which is going to follow now. It's 15 minutes long. It's full of text, direct information. Some bits might be a bit slow, some might be speedy and full of there's a big climax towards the end. So please bear with the documentary. It's very simple, put it together, and I just need you to get into a position where this will all make sense. So here it comes now, enjoy, and I'll see you in a moment back in the office. friend Don is here from Core Medical. We look forward to seeing him. If you can go to the photo studio and do what you need to do your full assessment, and this is going to be amazing. I don't underestimate how amazing this is what we're doing. I just feel it's a bit surreal. Yeah. I feel like I should have prepared like a whole month just to this moment. It's so cool. But we've got everything we need. We've got the items. We've got the professional. If we find anything very valuable, I'll make sure I'll pay the full day for your services that you normally charge.
Yeah, okay.
So we've got this early Victorian painting. She's got a cheeky little smile going on. We all know this guy. We all give him respect. He deserves respect. He's got great manner. We've got, this is, actually I think he's a cousin. They're all redheads. So this is the cousin. This is one of my oldest paintings. It's like an early school. It's, this is the one I think's gonna show us some surprises. But let's just see what the X-ray reveals. I can't believe today's happening and it's actually arrived. So I'm very excited. Is this for me, yeah? Oh, I got some weight.
Yeah. So with an X-ray, the X-rays, like I said before, are emitting here, going through the table, being read here. So we want to try and get this painting as close to here as we can. So I'm going to raise the bed. X-ray. That is X-raying, there's nothing showing on there.
Okay, well, do you want me to move it?
Yeah, no, I'm moving it.
What about the painting? Could it be too close, Don?
No, it might be too much radiation.
Whoa!
Oh.
What happened there?
There's a face facing that way. No, there is a face facing that way.
What? Thank! Look! Oh my god! Oh my god! Look at the face! Oh, it's freaky!
Look, so if you
Is it upside down?
Yeah, so if you step away, do you know what? That is amazing. That is actually
You
really
just
amazing.
landed right on that, you nutter!
Straight on.
Oh my god! Look, this is crazy.
So if you just move back down, I can move this around, so you can see that as I'm moving it. So let's see what else is in this painting. I just want you to see that it's upside down first of all. So I'm now going to X-ray it and move this at the same time.
This is not a setup.
Here we go.
This is not a setup.
So this is the painting. Look, as I move it that way, it's moving that way. Okay, so this is upside down. It's got some other stuff coming in here. Wow, look at this. Oh. This here is here. It's this detailing here.
Yeah, yeah.
So
you can see that.
Actually see that there, but you can't see it if you can't see the detail in that. There's seeds inside this small flower.
Yeah, but let's see this person underneath.
Right.
Sorry, Don.
So, shall we go lower? Let's get the face up again.
Wow.
Look at that.
Whoa.
So this looks like it's almost like this is a separate. It looks like a separate overlay or something, doesn't it?
There's a different picture under there.
Yeah. So
do you think it's two canvases or is painting
Oh
over
my
painting?
god.
So
Look at
quite
that.
clearly there is, quite clearly on here, there's no face that you can identify, is there? There. So the face is upside down.
The face is here, and
So his beard.
oh my
his
god,
his
I
lips,
can't believe it.
His lips are around this area, and the eyes are here somewhere. But let's carry on and just.
What's it called? Oh look, it's a big. Look, that's the arm. That's That's look, it's a face and sitting upright. That's a portrait of one.
Let's go this way then.
Look.
It's a portrait of some. Yes.
Wow, look at the shoulder pads. It's very sinister. Oh my God.
And there's the hands, like the cuffs. There's a hand there, look, that's clasping something.
As soon as I got this painting, I kept saying, there's something amazing about it. And I'd spent days just looking at it and I had a feeling about it.
Holding a
box.
holding a box.
It's got a... Whoa.
It's holding a box. This is something we're revealing from like 400 years ago that has never been seen. This has never been seen by anyone since someone...
I've been saying it. I knew it. I can't believe it. That's the coolest picture I've ever seen. The box and the face and everything and the shoulder. Oh. So there you go. There's a small bit of information about Antonietta Gonzalvus and Ulisse Aldrovandi. Both people are very important parts of history. Antonietta Gonzalvus, her mother and father were the true story behind Beauty and the Beast. Her father was Petrus Gonzalez. He lived in a palace in Italy under the Spanish crown, and he was married off as an experiment with a servant girl, and they had 7 children, and they were happily in love. And there's a known watercolour of the mother holding Petrus as a sign of love. They stayed together and had a lovely family, and they were known as a dynasty themselves, because they were all hairy children they had. And star of the show was Antonietta Gonzalvus. Gonzalez or Gonzalvus is different ways it's wrote and pronounced, but Antonietta was her name. And so a very interesting part of the story is her mother and father, which is the true story of Beauty and the Beast, as I said. And the man who procured the painting was Ulisse Aldrovandi, and he was the main man in Italy. He's got streets, buildings, he's got a part of the moon named after him. He invented the word geology. He created the first book on ornithology. He's known to have the first botanical garden that he created. He studied life, animals, vegetables, fruit, plants, everything. He was an explorer. He's an incredible guy. And he was the very beginning of Cabinet of Curiosities. Before known museums, he was the man. For television, people would go to his museum to see fascinating things. And when they discovered all his papers after his death, no one could believe that even in 300 years somebody could write the information that he documented. He was the beginning of something special. He was a very, very important man. So his number one prized piece was this painting. But the story don't finish there. I've had a 100-page essay done on this painting out in Rome. And it's very significant because the top painting was actually covered over by a master painter called Sisto Badalocchio. And Sisto Badalocchio, not many of his works are mainstream and all about, but he's recognised as a very high regarded master painter. And so the essay that I've got states how that this painting is of certainty is Aldrovandi's original painting, and it says the likely story is that the top is by Sisto Badalocchio, and the original painting, which female artist did this painting, it's quite possible that it was Fidi Galizia. Fidi Galizia painted this painting, and it's of the same style and manner as my painting of the hairy girl, and I believe it to be a direct link, because when she painted the hairy girl, she didn't have the girl present in front of her. She had to do it from a picture, and she had just completed this painting of a real life sitting, and I've compared the hands as identical to the one in mine. Even this button is identical. The presence of the eyes and all of Fidi Galizia's portraits, they haven't been on the market. Her still lifes have been on the market, and they have fetched huge big numbers, and that has been vastly increasing since the significance of recognition of female master painters. Fidi Galizia is the hottest subject at the moment in the art industry of female painters. Her paintings are absolutely fantastic. The painting ended up one time in the Albani Palace in Rome. It's known as the Albani Villa, but it's a palace. Napoleon in 1790 raided this palace for all its art, and he took it all. And in the inventories is listed a Sisto Badalocchio, Madonna and Child of this description, and on the back of this painting it's described, taken from the Albani Palace, and it describes the top painting in French. Basically, at all this point, no one knew the hairy girl was under there. So even in 1793, it was never known to, or 1797, sorry, it was not known that the hairy girl was under the painting. And so we've looked back through time. The private painting that Aldrovandi had never made his museum. It was always in his villa until his death. And then after his death, we believed it fell into a small disrepair within 20 or 30 years, and Sisto Badalocchio was known to have gone to Bologna at that time, and we have evidence that supports this artwork with Sisto Badalocchio. So we've got Fidi Galizia, Sisto Badalocchio, Ulisse Aldrovandi, Napoleon, we've got Walt Disney, Beauty and the Beast, and we've got a painting, sorry if I haven't dated it for you. The painting was done in the letter to Ulisse Aldrovandi, 1593. And with all that information, there is so much more. And we can't talk all about it now. I just want to tell you, there's a discovery here, and it's amazing. So let's take a look at the detail now of the infrareds and some close-ups of our wonderful hairy girl. So here we have lots of versions of my painting. So the first one is of the top painting cleaned, which is of the Madonna and Child. You can see closely that Antonietta is pushing through the picture, and you can see a headdress of flowers and decoration. You can see some of the damage that the painting took a hit over the time, and you can see the red of the detailed prickly pears that are coming through on her dress. So the thistles and prickly pears is the detail in red. But as we move across, we can see here is the amazing X-ray in its full glory. And one other thing to say about this X-ray, yeah, there's been known to be discovered paintings in X-rays, but I have never seen an X-ray as clear as this. And the lady doing my conservation work and the lady who's done the study, they all agree there is no other X-ray. It's clear and fantastic, and it's not even cross-blending with the top painting. This is spectacular. So you can see that she's wearing a little ring. This is a letter. The letter actually she holds in her hand is of the story of her life. So it tells the story of her father that come from Tenerife, and he was known as the Wild Man, and they taught him a lot of languages, and they dressed in fancy clothes, and how he met her mother, and the story of her life is in that little letter. So then as we move across, this is the inverted X-ray, which I find it has quite a contemporary look to it. It's really striking. I hope to one day exhibit all these versions and do a fun sort of event for people they can visit, and a nice exhibition on this sequence of pictures. But we can move down, which some special work we had done. We had infrared. So instead of radiograph images, we had infrared, and you can see here the actual detail on the dress very clear. You can see the dress, you can see the sort of, I believe it's known as a prickly pear, and it's got some sort of elegant little fancy detail. Both sides of the dress you can see the detail, but you can see a headdress again, see the flowers, you can see her eyes, and there's more versions of the infrared with different sort of spectrums of red. So what I'd like to do is I would like to write a book on this discovery with everybody's story that was involved in all the centuries. I would like to release a full documentary on this, and so the question is, what's it worth? Do you want to sell it? Well, I don't want to sell it. I'm most likely going to keep the painting. It's been buried and hidden for 400 plus years, and I feel like maybe the painting belongs with me. I really appreciated it and loved the painting. I've really enjoyed. I've learnt a lot, and it's led me on to a lot of other things. I may not keep her forever, but I hope I do. There's a huge factor involved now with this painting, is that I can have the top painting taken off and reveal the full glory of Antonietta's beautiful dress, her flowers, her headdress, her face, her hair, the colours, the wonderful painting that I'm most certain is by Fede Galizia. Most certain. I've studied her works, her brushstrokes. There's elements in all of her paintings that tie exactly with this one. And because myself personally, I've looked at my painting inside out and her paintings, I feel like I'll make a fair judgment that, you know, I've got a good strong eye, which I'll accept I do have. And I'm telling you now, that painting was done by Fede Galizia. The scholar has said that it's a possibility, and so it's a possibility, the scholar said it was Fede Galizia. It's a possibility that Sisto Badaloccio did the top. The possibilities are because all the information is there. There's less information on famous paintings that have been attributed directly, but I don't know. Let's see where this reveal takes us next. But do I have the top picture removed? If there isn't a direct attribution that it's definitely Sisto Badaloccio, then why am I keeping it? Well, you know, and if somehow it ever did get sold, will someone else remove the top painting and reveal her themselves? So at the moment, you know, I think it's all history now that it was painted over. I can see her clearly in an X-ray. Do I need to have it removed? I'd rather just keep the history as it is. But then, if I did have it removed, I'm still part of history, and that was another action that was undertook. And we can document the top painting. But I think that all these wonderful versions can be exhibited and shown off as they are. And the likely story is that I'd never remove the top painting, and we keep her sort of bleeding through slightly, and we can see her, we know she's there. There's been a lot of research done leading up to this essay, and when the realisation that we had Antonietta Gonzalvus, I discovered this book, and everybody should buy this book. It's called The Marvellous Hairy Girls, and it's about Antonietta Gonzalvus and her sisters, and it tells you, as you go through the book, it tells you about her mother and her father, and it talks about Ulisse Aldrovandi. But then it gets very interesting, and before I discovered the whole story of my painting, I was reading through, and it's through history it's been known that there's this letter in Aldrovandi's collection about a mystery painting that he had done. So it was known that Aldrovandi had his own painting done, and it was known of the watercolour that was in his collection, and it was believed that the watercolour was of this lost painting. And as I was reading through the book, I discovered it. I was like, that's a direct match to my painting. It's unbelievable. And then as you read the letter, it talks about how scholars and people have believed, before they even knew of the discovery, so through history, they've believed that whoever painted this lost portrait that existed was by Fidigalizia. So even without seeing it, they've believed that, but the actual artwork itself tallies up perfect. Like the watercolour doesn't tally up with a Fidigalizia, but the artwork here that I have of Antonietta is just an uncanny match of Fidigalizia's work in every detail. So it was just amazing to find this watercolour in the book, which I'm looking for, I can't find at the moment. But that's the mother and father there. And you can see she's holding a nice gesture to Petrus, the father. And I can't recall the mother's name right this second, but I do know it. It's been many hours of my time, this story. I've been feeding so much information to the conservationist, the scholar, and they've been doing some major research themselves, and we've come to this amazing piece of information in this essay now. So here in the book, which was wrote a few years back, talks about this watercolour and how it's most likely of a painting that was done, and the letter that's in Aldrovandi's collection, and states that they wanted to get one done for him, and it was done by a female artist in Milan, equally talented as Lavinia Fontana. So there's not many female artists at the exact time of this that have the standard of Lavinia Fontana, and actually it's a high standard, I would say. Fidigalizzia's work is just undeniably fantastic, and as it says in here, without even seeing the painting, people believe that whoever did this painting, it was most likely Fidigalizia, even though they haven't seen it, and it hasn't been found, and it's lost. And I have it now, and it matches up with so many of her works. The flowers, the rolls on her sleeve, on her shirt, the hands, and I would like to run through all the details, but we'll save that for a real full-on documentary, because there's so much information to go through here, and we can't do it all now. I just wanted to release a story to you. We found Antonietta Gonzalvus, and she's sitting here with me now. So here you can see Antonietta Gonzalvus, the version by Lavinia Fontana. And that was the first painting of her that was done, that went to the Crown, as you see in the documentary. And then Ulisse Aldrovandi wanted his own painting. And I believe that my painting is significantly more impressive than this one. It's got a lot of strong detail, and even from the X-ray you can see. But this is a wonderful picture. But even the headdress is sort of lost. But the headdress of mine, I think, is spectacular, and it's a direct link to Fidigalizzia's flowers that she did in her still lifes. But if you look at Fidigalizzia's work, she did a lovely still life of a bowl of cherries, just like this. It's not accidental that the bowl of cherries have landed here. But investigate Fidigalizia, investigate Ulisse Aldrovandi, investigate Antonietta Gonzalvus, investigate a lot, enjoy the story, learn a lot. There's a lot, and then it takes you on so many journeys. You've got Napoleon, you've got the old Barney Palace in Rome. So as I said, it's 100-page essay on this painting that I have, and it's just about to be released in Italy and in England. We're a few weeks away from publishing the full essay, so hopefully you'll get to purchase the essay and enjoy it, and I'll follow up on my Instagram page with little bits of the story, little little bits of information over the coming weeks so you can keep learning more if you're interested. But 16th century hidden amazing painting of not just anybody, but a very special little hairy girl that was amazingly beautiful, and she was stunning. So I'll leave you now and we'll catch up again. I may have an even bigger discovery to share with you another day of another painting I have. Let's just say it might involve a certain painter known as Antonio Correggio.